Greetings watch lovers. Today's video will star a very special watch from Eterna. It is the Super Kontiki 1973 vintage diver. Let's have a look at this beauty now. They include this nice Eterna branded cloth here. We've put that there. Hang tag. And there it is. Certainly eye-catching. Got the guarantee booklet. Card. Okay, let's move the box out. Let's have a good look at this. Right, so this is, as you can see, it's not a small watch. This is 44mm size case. Polished case all around. This has an anti-reflective sapphire crystal. A painted steel bezel on it. And a matte black dial. The indices and the hands are all painted white and filled with bright luminova. And this is powered by the ETA 2824-2 movement. ETA was actually invented by Eterna, hence the letters ETA. They started it way back. So it's quite fine for them to have an ETA movement in their watch. Now this Kontiki diver is a re-release of the same watch in 1973, and they were actually issued to the Israeli Defense Force, and pretty much this is an exact replica of that 1973 edition. It's got the mesh bracelet on it, which is very comfortable, but it's quite difficult to fasten. You've got this special buckle here, which to me reminds me so much of the seat buckle you get on an airplane. It's exactly the same mechanism, which is fine with two hands, but when it's on your wrist, that is quite fiddly. Talking of wrist, we'll do a quick wrist check on what I'm wearing at the moment. This is another Eterna. This is the Adventic GMT. And this is a in-house movement. We'll do a review on that soon. That's a very great watch. Just have a quick look at the movement on this because it's a lovely looking movement. Anyway, that's a side track. Let's get back to the watch we're looking at. The case height, it's not short by any means. That's 13.7mm height. The watch has 200-meter water resistance. It has a unidirectional bezel, very solid. No backplay at all. Lines up perfectly. It has an interesting yellow coloured marker in the 12 o'clock position there, but that's not loomed. In fact, none of the bezel has any loom on it. The side of the bezel, it's not standard coin edge, but it does have a really lovely polished grip to it. Very easy to get hold of. And looks very smart. This certainly is a very shiny watch. There are no brush surfaces at all. The case is all polished on the sides. The bezel was polished on the sides. The only brushed areas are the parts of the bracelet and the buckle here. But yeah, this is a proper vintage style diver. It looks vintage in every way. Definitely looks 1973. But these were launched in 2010, these particular reissue ones. Let's have a quick look at the caseback. That has an interesting feature on it. You've got the Kontiki boat there, deeply engraved in this medallion centerpiece there. And these are limited edition watches. This one has a cool number, 1,555 out of 1,973 made. But again, the caseback, apart from the centerpiece there, is all highly polished. Got a deep stamped engraving there of the Eterna brand. The watch certainly has some weight to it. It's not light by any means. So this watch does have quite an unusual set of hands there. You've got very long sword-like second hand, but the hour hand is very unusual. It's short with a rectangle at the end. It's not pointy at all. And then you've got the thick sword-like minute hand. Now this is apparently designed to make it much easier to see if you're diving. You cannot mistake the hour hand and the second hand as the same. So they're all very different, which certainly looks cool. You have a date window there at 3 o'clock, nicely framed with the silver edging. And the logo has, see if we can see that there, has the 5 balls applied with Eterna Automatic printed in white underneath. Then Kontiki Super at the bottom. The indices are chrome edged and filled with super luminova. It does all look white from a distance. I love that second hand. Goes right to the edge. Nice geometric shape. Looks great in white. So despite the fact that it is a big heavy watch, it doesn't look too bad on the wrist. It looks and feels a much smaller watch. So let's have a look at the wrist shot. Tell you, you wouldn't want to hear me putting that on because there's a few choice words sometimes when I put this watch on. It is the most fiddly strap I have ever owned. Looks nice when it's done, but trying to do this with one hand, sometimes you can do it in one go, other times it can take ages and it can be quite infuriating. However, it looks cool when it's on the wrist. The mesh bracelet is very, very comfortable. And as I say, it does feel like a smaller watch than 44. So to take it off, just lift this bit up. So even that's not easy. So let's have one more quick look at the dial. Close up. We all like a close up. I love the white against the black. Such a good contrast and so easy to read. So polished everywhere, but the polishing is done so well. This watch retails for around about £2,000, but you can get lucky and time it right and get a really huge discount on this. But it's not a common watch, so one of those things that is going to be a real collector's piece, I think. See the mesh bracelet, really very well done, that is. The mesh is flat on the top side. You can see it's not the same as the underside, which the links are more rounded and curved. But that means it catches the light really well. Before we finish up, let's have a quick look at the loom in the dock. So there it is. That's the Super Kontiki 1973 diver, a modern classic that will never go out of style. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.